So thank you, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. This was actually really fun for me. It was very informative to me. I've listened to everything that you have said. It's interesting, some of the dynamics that we face, even in the nonprofit world, certainly not to your level of technology, but certainly some of the challenges. And I really appreciate the ability to be here today to explain a little bit about what the YWCA does, the work I've been doing with AJ and with Mike, because a lot of what we do has to do with careers. And it was really great for me to hear today you talking about getting in front of young people, primary age, middle age, middle school, high school. That's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly where the interest needs to come from. And you guys absolutely do life-saving work, and it needs to be known. And I hear a lot because of the families that we work with, who I'll tell you about in a minute. But, and we've got some challenges there. I think limited exposure to life is the biggest challenge they face. But they're looking for things that are exciting. They are talking about things that they see on television, and I don't know how relevant they see your industry, or because they don't even probably know about it. So we have, we're the YWCA of San Diego County. We have 3 programs, and the first one is Becky's House. We help women and children escaping domestic violence. So I have 500 people living with me at any one time in our properties for Becky's House alone, and 60% of those people are children. And I have everything from 2 days old to 18 years old. So we get to see the whole gamut and what families are needing. They're coming to me in the middle of the night. They're coming to me with nothing. They're leaving their houses because they have to quickly. These are abusive relationships, and I'd like to say that they don't start out this way. I'll tell you one quick story. She married her high school sweetheart. He is a firefighter. They lived in a small town. After they got married, he slowly started to change, and he slowly started to let her know that she just really wasn't capable of doing anything. He starts out very supportive, but now he's telling her that she's really not able to do this or that, and he really needs to do this for her. That, unfortunately, develops into real aggression, and now there's physical violence, and he's manipulating and controlling her. He's moved her to another place where she can't have any support network. She has no family and friends to turn to. She believes him. She believes that she's worthless. She believes that she has to have him by her side in order to even survive. And then he starts threatening the children. So if you leave me, I will kill the children. At that point, through such fear, she realizes that she has to get out of this situation, and she has to make a change because she cannot let her children live in this environment. Sadly, it isn't for her well-being, but at least it's for her children. And she comes to us. Now, she has 3 children. 2 of those children have autism. So she left her home, she left her whole situation. She doesn't know how she's going to care for her kids, and that's where the YWCA comes in. We're a program where we provide safe housing. We provide a total support network for her. We have help with the children. We can help with the autism. We have a legal team that helps with the restraining orders, the divorces, the child custody cases that ensue. We even have cases sometimes where women flee from another state and their husband or boyfriend who's been abusive files kidnapping charges. So we have to deal with those kinds of things as well. But one of the big things that we work with them on is developing a career. And for many of these women, they're stay-at-home moms. They've never worked outside of the home before. So what career are they going to do? What are they going to do? Well, first of all, we're dealing with a self-esteem issue, and we work closely with them for a period of 2 years to really build that back up. So now, what is your skill set? What are you looking to do? Well, I don't know what I can do. I've never done anything outside of the home. So we start really analyzing, well, what do you do inside the home? What do you want to do? And I started talking with AJ and with Mike because I'm not so sure that these individuals have an opportunity to even know what you do and have an opportunity to even understand your industry. Would they want to get into your industry if they even knew about it? or if they had the ability to be trained and to get into it at this point. And so they've been great in helping me really try to understand that process and what would be necessary for someone who's coming to us for help to be able to get into your industry. So we help over 5,000 people every year. 60% of the people that live with us, so we have over 1,200 people that live with us in our total communities for all three programs, so because we also help homeless families. So homelessness is also another issue where you have no security, you have no sense of place, and that's very disruptive to a child. And again, there isn't this thought process to the future. There isn't a thought process for college, so there really isn't even a thought process for what could I possibly do? What would really stretch me? What would really challenge me? What would I really like to do? And so again, what I would love to see happen is that I can build some relationships with organizations like yours that can do some kind of mentoring or even informational type program so that these kids could maybe take a tour of your offices and see what you do, or maybe just really understand about the devices that you create or the pharmaceuticals that you put forth. Because a lot of these people, because they've been helped and because they've come from such traumatic events, they really want to give back. And what you all do is you give back. You're really trying to change the world. You're really trying to save the world. And I just see that as a really positive correlation with a lot of what these kids are striving for and what they want to do. And it's really helpful too just to hear from people outside of us, outside of the YWCA, to say, this is open to you. You know, we'll figure out a way for you to get to where you want to go and to meet that goal. And as soon as they hear it, they start to believe it. So it's just a matter of them trying to experience some of the things that we're talking about. So that's really been a large part of the goal that we have here, and that I'm very grateful to AJ for helping to spearhead all of this. It's really challenging for us because we're dealing with a lot of individuals who are looking for entry-level positions, but they're looking for entry-level positions in places where they can build a career. You know, they don't want to just work for the zoo. They don't want to just work in a call center and answer, you know, complaint calls. They really do want to go into an industry where they can build that career. So that is something we're always striving to do. I'll tell you that's something that we really struggle to help them with. It's been obviously a very challenging economic climate for them. And so any assistance that we can bring to them, you know, they really do all of this work on their own, but we need to be there to support them. And even if it's a matter of trying to help them understand where potential jobs will be. You know, it was really interesting to me to hear the statistics about nurses and doctors and the shortage that is being projected, you know, for 2025. So is this an area that we should really try to help them focus on? So this has been really helpful for me today. Thank you very much. I appreciate you letting me talk about this. If you have any questions, let me know. And I know Mike wants to say a few words.
Yeah, you know, I want to rise in support of Becky's house. Last year, I had the good fortune to be with AJ. We got to tour your facility, got to meet you last year, and I was so moved by what I saw because we all go home every night. We have a nice house typically. We got a family. Everybody loves us. You know, life is pretty good, really good, right? When I went to Becky's house, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what it was going to be. AJ said, "Oh, you got to come down here. You got to check it out." And we were having a meeting on something else at the time. But when I toured this facility, I saw first a very well-run, very organized, orderly facility. But I also saw a lot of people in need, a lot of people in need. And the things they needed were simple things like a fan, like access to some technology. We all can just go online and find a job. They don't have computers to go online and find it. They ran out of their house, right? And there's nothing left, right? So what I did, and I'm just going to encourage you guys to think about it, what I did is I went back to my team, and I said, guys, we have a Christmas party every year. We go eat too much food and drink too much beer and wine and probably alcohol. And we have a big party and celebrate how lucky we are. I said, you know, this year we're going to raise some money, And I suggest we donate it to Becky's House and do something for the community in our, thankfulness, looking back at the year. And we did that last year. And what we did was very simple. We went to the vendors that we all pay a lot of money and work with. And they are more than happy to reach into their pocket and donate some things to Becky's House. Now, what they really do is they donate that to me, and in kind, I auction that and turn it into cash for you. So it's this little bit of a trail, but it gets there, right? And so really you can use cash more than anything else is what you and I talked about. So last year, I think we raised like $16,000 or $17,000 for you guys. We're going to do better this year in my team at Christmas. Every vendor that I work with every day and that we spend a lot of money with, they are more than happy to come up with some iPhones, iPads, whatever they can get their hands on from a marketing point of view. They get a 501c3 exchange letter back for their donation. My team gets to bid on it and come up with some cash. Cash goes to Becky's House. Everybody wins. Everybody feels good about it. This year, my entire team said, "Are we doing it again?" So I want you guys to think about stuff like that. If you could do something, even I literally thought at first that I was just going to go back to my direct staff, which is only 7 people, and say, "Guys, can we all find $1,000 each and make a donation? Is everybody good with that?" And then I thought, no, I'm just going to make it the whole thing, right? I still make my team, direct staff do stuff to try to raise money. I mean, we've got a whole system going. We're glad to share with you guys what you're doing, but it could be anything, and it make a big difference to these people. And I think it made a big difference to my team. They're not looking inside at, what can everybody do for me? They're trying to help other people, and that's the industry we come from anyway. Almost everybody in here is healthcare and trying to do something different. So I would encourage you guys to have a look at Becky's House when you get a chance. If you're downtown, I'm sure you would open the door, Heather, and give them a look. Maybe we could have another meeting down there, AJ, or something.
Maybe in January or February.
Yeah, it was worth it. I mean, it only took 30 minutes, 45 minutes to see it all, and then you're like, wow, I didn't even know this world exists, because it's hidden from us, right? It's hidden from us. It's not out there, obviously. So I'd encourage you guys to think about this year in your Christmas parties and other kinds of events. If you can just think about that, it's a very good cause, and I think if you had a chance to see it, you would be with me and say, hey, that's something worthwhile. So.
Yeah, I should probably add that we can help a woman for $4,000 a year. So I can house her and provide all those services for $4,000 a year. If we don't do anything, our estimates show it costs the community about $20,000 a year for that individual. Lost work productivity, emergency room visits, police officer calls. So it really is a productive program. It is all about self-sufficiency. It's all about getting them to a place where they can take care of themselves and their kids. And the reason that I'm standing here today is I was stunned that 1 in 4 women is a victim of domestic violence in this country. 1 in 4. That means that we all know someone. We just might not know that we know someone that's dealing with this issue. So it's definitely something that we want to talk about. It's definitely something that we want to end. So thanks for giving your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.